Hello again. Today I'm reviewing the cordless drill, driver and the T18 Plus 3. I'll share my experience with it, my impressions, and discuss whether it's worth buying. I'll likely be talking a lot about price. It's not that I'm stingy. I just want to know what I'm paying for. Paying for quality is one thing, but paying for a workmanship isn't my thing. As with my review of the Festool jigsaw, the price will largely skew my impressions, but there will be some allowances due to the model's age. I'll be making frequent references to the cordless drill I used before, the Fine i712. I'll also draw comparisons with cordless drills from other companies. Again, I don't work in furniture making. I've never used an angle grinder bit. That won't be discussed here. It's far from a new model. Almost nothing has changed since 2013, but you can't call it outdated. Made in Germany. It would be better if the Chinese assembled it there. At least those guys wouldn't make such crap from experience. I don't want to think that they were trying to sell me this particular one. Well, what can I say? I used to own 2 screwdrivers made in Germany. I can definitely say they're fine. You pick them up and feel the thing. The build quality, in my opinion, is incomparable. They truly are industrial tools. It's more about, I don't know, the company, showing off, and so on. So, you get the persistent feeling that half, if not 2/3, of the tool's cost is simply being paid for the brand. One of the assembly flaws in this screwdriver is that you have to be careful to find the middle position of the switch. That's not the case with most screwdrivers. You just flick your finger and that's it. You have to be careful when setting it. It's all about precision, after all. I don't even want to remember how many times I cursed it when it wrapped itself in something in my backpack, because I always carried my other screwdrivers in my backpack with the battery attached. And I never had any problems until I bought a premium tool. The shaft lock, it spins regularly, so, when you change the accessories, it feels like you bought a screwdriver on a marketplace for $20. So, when you have to change accessories, it already feels like cheap crap. The weight. By today's standards, I'd say it's quite heavy. For the era when it was designed, of course, it's the opposite. It weighs 1 kilogram unloaded. With a Centrotec chuck, it's about 50 kilograms, with a drill chuck, it's about 250 kilograms. The separate batteries, respectively, the 3-inch weighs 400 grams, the 5-inch weighs 730 grams, and in this configuration, it weighs almost 2 kilograms. So, today's drill bits of this weight are 3 times more powerful than this one. It already feels like a dumbbell. Ergonomics. How does it fit in your hand? Overall, I find it very comfortable, if you have a decent-sized hand. It's a tight fit for me, meaning the handle fills my palm. If you ignore the thickness, it's probably one of the most comfortable drill bits I've ever used. The handle is completely rubberized. So, no matter how sweaty your hands get, it won't wobble. There's also a rubberized grip on the top, so, if you hold it like this with both hands, it's incredibly comfortable. Plus, in this position, the force adjustment wheel is right under your finger. In short, everything is great, everything is well thought out. The spindle here has a bayonet connector. This is good or bad, it's a matter of taste. But unlike well-designed connectors from other manufacturers, this one also has a hex key stuffed inside. Perverted. Overall, this design is an acquired taste. I've been using these screwdrivers for years, and I can say that it certainly won't replace 2 full-size screwdrivers. You have to constantly drill and tighten it. Switching these chucks back and forth, you'll get fed up. But if you drill somewhere separately and then tighten it separately, it's quite convenient. Also, keep in mind that this design is very sensitive to the slightest contamination. Any speck of sand getting on the spindle can cause jamming and wobble. You need to keep an eye on this. Further under the spindle is a backlight. Let's look at the backlight with the chuck. So, it's sort of there. Well, so. The most annoying thing here. I let go of my finger immediately, but with the Centrotec chuck, it hangs right down on the bit. For comparison, I put a Makita 83 next to it. A Festool backlight and this cheaper tool. It's like night and day. I mean, it's not serious. With the chuck attached, you can compare it to, say, a Maloki. Although, what's there to compare? You can make allowances for its age, but that doesn't make it any better. These days, it's just a bummer. Let's move on. Instead of a ratchet, it has an electronic torque limiter with current cutoff. No springs, no balls. What can I say? At first, that buzzer absolutely delighted me. If I had to assemble some furniture, I absolutely loved this thing, until it started glitching. That's the main problem. A regular ratchet just has springs with balls, or one big spring, it doesn't matter. There's nothing to malfunction with, and the electronics aren't tied to the battery charge either. I've spoken with furniture makers more than once who absolutely hate this torque limiter. Sometimes, when it starts to dull, it's unclear what torque setting to use, or what to do about it. The torque adjustment is done with this wheel. It has 25 settings. It only works in screwdriving mode. That is, if you switch to drilling at any speed, the whole thing no longer works. I find this very convenient, both the adjustment wheel itself and the fact that if you need to drill, you just switch. So, you don't have to grab the entire ratchet and spin it. It's simply beautiful. But if we're talking dryly about working with small fasteners, these days it's no better than, say, a Makita for a little over $100. For example, here are 11mm by 2mm screws and a piece of pine board. So, first position, second speed. Yuck. Same thing, first position, second speed. Screw. No difference. Speed selector. There are two of them, 450 and 1.00 revolutions per minute. Overall, everything is fine, but sometimes when switching to second speed, it can jam here. The standard chuck is a 13mm. It has a ratchet and a front rotating ring. It has a plastic housing, so no paint will cut off. In short, the chuck is fantastic. As for runout, how does that work in this situation? Very simple. The chuck here is mounted on a hex key, so, if you notice runout, unfasten the chuck, turn it a little, and fasten it back. We check, there is no runout, and we work. There is runout, we unfasten it again. So, in a circle, until the runout goes away, like with any hex key attachment. This thing is called a Centrotec chuck. It comes with it, but you can buy it separately. Only $50. Essentially, Centrotec is just a proprietary accessory, the sole purpose of which is to extract money from the user so they can't use standard accessories. In case anyone doesn't know, I'll say it just in case. A regular screwdriver bit won't fit in this piece of crap. That is, a standard 1/4 inch bit won't fit. If you want to use standard accessories, you can either buy additional bit holders with a locking mechanism. For example, here they only cost $75. You can buy them cheaper in Europe. Or use a drill chuck. Of course, there's a third option. Take a normal bit, file down the edges, make a groove, and then it will fit in this little hole. After a couple of such manipulations, I realized that the whole Centrotec system could go to hell. Overall, I find the wanking and finishing process questionable, because it's strange to buy an expensive thing and then skimp on matches. There are all sorts of tales about it supposedly being better balanced. Well, in reality, nothing of the sort. The wobble is the same as everywhere else. It's no more speedy or convenient than any other screwdriver with a chuck. The only difference is that this chuck is probably one of the most inconvenient I've ever encountered. If you take a normal screwdriver or drill and a normal drill bit, the wobble will be practically non-existent, and this Centrotec system is even more pointless. In short, it's a complete money grab. I dumped all that junk and don't regret it. All their accessories used to be made by Viha. Now Vera still makes them. The bits are just like any other bits, nothing special at all. If I were to buy expensive bits, I'd go with, say, D.I.M.O.N or something similar from other manufacturers. At least you know what you're paying for. There's a battery charge indicator on the back under the handle. There's a small storage area in the front. Right here. You can fit a 425-bit this way, but I usually store one Pico Henry 2 and one PZ2. That's it. In my opinion, this is one of the most convenient holders I've ever come across. It doesn't get in the way, doesn't irritate my hands, and doesn't attract metal dust, meaning you can fit bits of different lengths. Basically, I like it. So, pros, cons, and nuances. First, it's quiet. It's probably one of the quietest screwdrivers I've ever come across. It seems like a small thing, but it's nice. Second, the stop when it jams. This one has never twisted my wrists. It always stops where it needs to be and when it needs to. Yes, it can be overly sensitive at times, but you're not afraid to use it on something bigger. So, I'd say the safety is top-notch. Then there's the torque adjustment, which, when it works properly, is a real treat. Plus, there's the after-pressure function. If you've tightened a screw but it's not tight enough, without adjusting the settings or removing the bit, you press it again. This time, the force will be slightly greater, allowing you to countersink the screw just enough, if necessary. Next, honest specifications. It says 50 HB intended. No questions asked. This isn't a case of the manufacturer quoting some outlandish numbers that they somehow measured themselves. There are no questions at all, just a big plus. The bit holder is right there under the handle. It seems like a small detail, but it adds up to a lot. I have something to compare it to. This is one of the most convenient. This is one of those cases where it's there and easy to use. Cons. First, of course, the build quality for a tool made in Germany feels like cheap crap. The reverse forward switch is simply disgraceful. The shaft lock is also surreal compared to other tools made in Germany. It's a pain in the ass. Then there's the proprietary hardware. I already mentioned this above. If you want to use this Centrotec system, well, get ready a bag of cash or a set of files. Just for example, say you want to insert a long bit, it'll cost you $40. Then there's the weight. Well, for the time when it was made, it might have been lightweight, but today it's like a dumbbell. Nuances. Nuances regarding the shape of the screwdriver itself. This model is T-shaped, but there's also the C18-shaped one. And many people manage to grab it and order it without even holding it in their hands, after watching reviews from various advertising bloggers. I've spoken to many such people, who then don't know how to unload this screwdriver for even a fraction of the cost. It only took me one time to hold the C18 in my hands to realize that it's probably the most inconvenient piece of crap I've ever encountered. So, if you're going to buy one, at least find a place to hold it in your hands. And again, about the price and fit. If you suddenly need to replace the cartridge, well, a new one starts at $160. So, for comparison, a 1/2 threaded cartridge costs, well, $25 or so. A good removable. Well, you need to know that. Interestingly, the cartridge that comes with the kit has Festool written on it, but if you buy it separately, it will have the brand name clearly written on it. So, does it really make sense to go and pay $500 to $600 for this thing? It's without a cartridge, of course. For me, of course not. Of course, when it first came out, it was something incredibly cool, like alien technology. But more than 10 years have passed, and the price hasn't changed much. And now, buying it for that kind of money, I think, is just stupid. If you need it specifically for furniture assembly, any modern manufacturer has similar screwdrivers with angled eccentric attachments. They'll also be half the weight and price. If you're not counting the money and don't plan on doing anything with your hands, and you'll just be using it somewhere, and the brand is important to you, then yes, this is it. Think for yourself, decide for yourself. I've expressed my opinion. That's all. Good luck to everyone. And now, after all this, it's time for the most important information, which you won't get anywhere else. If you really do get it covered in foam, clean the rubber first, because plastic comes off easily, but rubber is more difficult. Now that's all clear.